Fallout New Vegas is like a situationship. Before you know it, you're addicted to it. You cannot get enough, and you see it crash a few times before it works as intended. Then December comes along, you're in for one more bad decision, for the plot. And you've decided you're getting blown either way. No companions, on very hard difficulty, with hardcore mode on, all the while feeling the scarcity that makes a glass cannon uncomfortable. Can you beat Fallout New Vegas with only nukes?
The game was rigged from the start.
A tickle to the brain and a weird dream later, and the tale of Hibernia begins. With 10 in perception and luck, 9 in endurance, 8 in strength, and 1 in everything else. Our best skills are explosives, lockpick, and sneak. And the traits that most define us are fast shots and skilled. This was initially suggested as sort of a Nepo baby nukes only run, but I say we go for the extra mile. Instead of giving myself a million caps with the console commands, and without gambling, to make it even more extreme, we'll go over some Mini Nuke and Fatman launcher locations. Cause when something is worth doing, it's worth doing right. I got everything I needed from both the Good Doctor's house and the entire town of Good Springs, from skill magazines, to water, food, some things to sell, the sneak skill book, and even that sweet stealth boy. I paid a visit to Chet, got me a shovel, the snow globe, another at the old apartment, met Sonny, robbed the saloon in plain daylight, follow through with the tutorial, and Joe Mama's done being nice.
I'm done being nice.
I got me another stealth boy, looted Jean, met the NCR in Prim, and since I cannot engage in combat, we might as well just skip town. On Jack Rabbit Springs, I found the third stealth boy, and Oliver's safe on Desmond.
Yeah! Who won the lottery? I did!
And Vulpes' quest is extremely short, so I'll take the experience. I told Sergeant Kilborn about Nipton, bought 3 big kid mini nukes off a traveling merchant, hit level 2, put all of the points into lockpick, and took the confirmed bachelor perk. In Wolfhorn Ranch, I got another skill book, a unique cleaver to sell later, and made it to Searchlight. First Sergeant Astor warns us that the town's cosplaying as a microwave, however, we need to explore it. So, turns out that the fancy named nukes cannot be used on a normal fat man. Big kid, tiny tots, etc. That's for either Esther or the Gunrunner's Arsenal variants. And Esther is gonna be extremely expensive, so I need ammo, for now. Hell, I need a weapon too. Fortunately, I know exactly where to go for both. In the church closest to Cottonwood Cove, guarded by a pair of golden geckos, we'll find a couple of mini nukes. Unless you take the Wild Wasteland trait. If you do, those get replaced by 3 holy frag grenades. Getting in and out is just a matter of insisting. Eventually, you will make it out. It can be a bit of a pain though. I then made it to Sniper's Nest for the map marker, took a rest to make it daytime for better lighting, and before going for the Fat Man, we're gonna pull a heist. I've soaked in too many rods and I want to see if I can get the advanced radiation suits from Crescent Canyon, without engaging in combat with the geckos. It was harder than I thought to find the middle of the canyon from up top. Had to avoid more geckos, and it was pretty easy to get down, aside from a little mishap. The enemy's pathing always gets a bit confused when you're standing on a hill, so I am going to take advantage of that. They start running, I make it to the footlocker, grab the suits, and there's plenty of hill inclination. I didn't expect it to be so easy to get these little demons away from me, so that's a new trick for future runs. And now, we're gonna use it. Back to Searchlights. I've got to continue avoiding the ghoul troopers, except this time, it's just by keeping my distance. Just gotta make it southeast, past the airport, and it's all about mountain climbing. We can see Cottonwood Overlook and the Blue Paradise Vacation Rentals from here. And once again, it was actually rather easy and straightforward to make it to the top of the Cottonwood Crater. We've effectively bypassed Firewood Cavern. This place is beautiful. And most importantly, on the inventory of a dead prospector, there's a Fat Man. It's in extremely poor condition though, and I don't want to break it cause it's gonna cost a ton of money to repair, so I'm still gonna need to be careful. On the way to Novak, I saw some more traveling merchants, and pretty much all of them sell Mini Nuke variants. They really will be your best friends on this one. I managed to get a big kid and 3 tiny tots. I went around the mountain to avoid the ambush, made it to Ranger Station Charlie, and after jogging a tiny bit more, I finally see a doctor. I did have to sell a few magazines to pay for it, but 100 caps later, and Dr. Ada Strauss heals my radiation poisoning. And for some more easy XP and karma, let's help Boone. I got the safe's key from Jeannie Mae, grabbed the bill of sale, stole another key from Cliff Briscoe, but that's just cause I'll be stealing that gun and reselling all of his toys back to him. We're on a roll, and so I might as well apply the 5-finger discount to Manny's holotape. That makes the courier find out that the man that shot us went to Boulder City. I said hi to Boone. The game doesn't let you tell him that we already know who sold his pregnant wife to slavery. And Malcolm fucking Holmes. Broken.
You want to talk some more?
Ah, brother. We never even met. What do you mean? Do I want to talk some more? I'm just gonna let him be. Move on to another skill book, trade some more. Met Victor once again. And saw Jeannie May get a well-deserved haircut. We're given a first Reckon beret that is really good for better critical hits. I keep wasting all the money I've got on ammo I cannot use yet, and to Boulder City we go. Further up the road, we meet Lieutenant Monroe, and he has the great cons we're after cornered. But the cons, they took a couple NCR members as hostages. We need to talk to them either way, so might as well offer to mediate the conflict. In conversation, we learned that Benny betrayed them, took the platinum chip, and likely made it back to the tops. This got me through levels 3 and 4. I got lockpick to 75, which I will need later. Put the rest of the points into explosives, of course, and took the Lady Killer perk. I want all of the damage, against everyone. As for the negotiations, well, I can't do anything about it, I just don't have enough speech. But there's one thing that I can do, and that is to instigate. I'll just untie the hostages, run like a maniac, and let the NCR deal with all of this nonsense. I did have to get into the building once again to make Jessup and his buddy come out, but hey, this worked perfectly. And it got me another level up. Points to explosives, I then made the quick detour to grab the snow globe that's sitting on Hoover Dam's visitor center. Notice that a certain someone's definitely not following us. And in the 188 I'm faced with a grim reality. To repair the Fat Man, it's gonna cost me about 6,500 caps. Oh, damn. No, I'll figure it out later. The arms merchant bought a ton of stuff, of 1,000 caps to my name, got the El Dorado substation map marker, and there are no enemies from here until the gun runners. As for the Vendertron, well, Esther costs around 27,000 caps. Oh, and the variant of the Fat Man is 12,000. Time to get busy. I sold some more stuff to the robots and to a couple traveling merchants near the Crimson Caravan, and another pilgrimage begins. 'Twas northeast as we can possibly go. From North Vegas Square through the Griffinware sacked caravan. Just gotta stick to the roads to avoid the cazadors, run past the giant mantises, and we'll reach Jacobstown. Marcus says hi, the Nightkin aren't happy though. And that's another snow globe for my collection. I took some time to eat and drink, and here comes George, the boomer that's not really part of the boomers. He wants to make a bet. I don't. Oh, fuck off. That's Amora farming right there, and then I died. And then I had my revenge. On my first attempt to reach the actual boomers, I got kick-flipped by an explosion. Thanks. And as it turns out, I'm faster when I'm not wearing medium armor. Either that, or I got lucky. But I got to the gate, the boomers brought me to their elder, Mother Pearl, and I spent 1 good hour here in Nellis. Loot Goblin mode activated. Though after I did the first trip to the Vendertron, I just toggled God mode. It would be a bore to do like 6 trips because of the carry weight, and that's all it affected. Hell, I even stole over 100 maize from the boomers, and there's plenty of non-irradiated water sources in the Mojave, so yeah. Not even hardcore mode would have played a role. I got their snow globe, and we're looking for all combat armors. Missiles, explosives, weapons, I want it all. From all of their barracks, the hangar, and the mess hall and munition storage. Though I did have to sacrifice one stealth boy, that one guard never even fucking sleeps, he just keeps staring at me at the items. But I did find the mini nuke that I wanted to steal, plenty of other goodies too, and speaking of mini nukes, there is a boomer with 3 on their inventory. A little game of reloading until you get what you want always works, but man, that last mini nuke almost made me go insane. So many attempts, and then the selling spree begins. Blake in the Crimson Caravan, every single traveling merchant that I can find, the arms merchants, Cliff Briscoe, Lacey in the Mojave Outpost, even Chet, and I'm now the proud owner of over 11,000 caps. I also realized that the nukes weighed a lot more than I thought they would, so I'm just gonna feed a ton of them on Victor's oven. And ignore those missiles, that was a brain fart. Next up, Red Rock Canyon. By dropping to the underpass, going through Samson Rock crushing plants, and keeping your distance, you can actually avoid every single fiend in this hellhole of an area. In the canyon, I just want the medics and turbo they got laying around. There's also one last faction we need to get acquainted with. Well, outside of the strip, that is. The Brotherhood of Steel. So, I made it to Sloan, met Chomps who warned me about the Deathclaws up north. We'll be going to Quarry Junction later, but for now, I'm just gonna take some more skill books, meet Snuffles. She's a cutie. One that's gonna keep on limping. I don't have enough medicine. I'm also not coming back whenever I do. And in Hidden Valley, I'm not gonna use mini nukes on things that I can outrun. I know, you were promised explosions, just bear with me. After some parkour, I made it past the Bark Scorpions, past the Centaurs near Black Mountain, and got the Brotherhood's holotape that contains their password. But I'm not here just for the Brotherhood, because in the northernmost and in the southernmost bunkers, behind locked doors, we'll find some goodies. There's a hidden mini nuke under a pan in the north, and 2 mini nukes in the south. And in the right bunker, we get to see that the Brotherhood's kinky. Not even a date. And they want me to strip to my underwear, put an explosive choker around my neck, slap me on the ass and say go get that Ranger, baby. Now, there are plenty of ways to deal with Ranger Dobson. I'm just gonna rig his radio to explode when used. And then I'm gonna tell him what I did.
Well, at least you're man enough to admit it. Now get the hell out of here. If I see you again, it'll be through my rifle sight.
He's not fit to do repairs. The Elder, McNamara, offers me work, tells me that I can leave, and so I take him upon his offer of leaving. In the New Vegas medical clinic, Dr. Uzanagi heals my rods. Then the Vendortron buys some more stuff from me. I had to wait for his caps to replenish. In the old Mormon fort, I get yet another snow globe. I pass the cap check, saw what happened to people that don't, and Victor greeted us.
Howdy, partner.
We've been invited to visit the Lucky 38, I bought some chems in Gamora, grabbed the free magazines, and introduced myself to the White Glove Society. With that, I've already met all of the factions I needed for later. Also, Snow Globe, in the Vault 21 gift shop in Sarah's room. It's now finally time to go and meet Benny. I showed Swank all of the clues that I've gathered. He told me to investigate Benny's room, and in there we find a tinkered Securitron. Yes, man. That completes the wildcard side bets quest, and I'm not even gonna meet the man. I'm just gonna gift him what he deserves. Go on, have a nuke. There was a bit of collateral damage, not that I cared. We started this. Not wanting to waste ammo, I just ran to his body, looted the platinum chip, his unique items, and ran outside, where Vulpes shows up once again. This time to give you the Mark of Kaiser. We've been invited to meet the head of the Legion in Fortification Hill. I've got better plans, and they start with delivering the platinum chip to its rightful owner, Mr. House. But first, I leveled up, kept improving the one skill that matters, and took the Demolition Expert perk. House, he shows us what the chip is for. His Securitrons here on the strip have been upgraded to their Mark II. He gives me the platinum chip right back, cause he too wants me to go to the fort, specifically to a bunker, so I can use the platinum chip to upgrade the Securitron army that he's got stashed in there. That got me to level 7, I kept improving the obvious, got the last snow globe from the cocktail lounge, took a nap, and sold every single snow globe to Jane. That's another 14,000 caps, and I'm just gonna use the chip to meet everyone's favorite cyborg mummy in person. And I'm gonna sterilize his chamber. You know, I don't want any germs near our buddy. And it's finally time for Esther. Next up, the Cove. I'm gonna bathe the Legion in radiation. Funny enough, Lacalas just pulled his radiation suit. I didn't know he could spawn in without it and equip it later. That's a cool little detail, and that is a beautiful explosion. In fact, I owe you, so let me go get some more nukes and go straight to Quarry Junction. I didn't like seeing the Deathclaw survive a regular nuke, but fortunately the second one took care of the pair by the entrance. I wasn't expecting it, but I suppose that 2 nukes per Deathclaw is pretty fair. So, the way I see it, if I can get them to cluster themselves together, I'll be saving a ton of ammo. Ammo that I intend to spend on every single enemy in Hoover Dam. So I got on top of one of the big machine thingies, dropped the big kid, used some low yield to finish the batch, which included the Alpha Male Deathclaw. What a sight. That got me to level 8, I still don't have the 100 explosives required to unlock Esther's full potential, and I went for the second rank of the Demolition perk. By the pawns, we get yet another Fat Man. Man, I don't even need them. I got at least 6 weapon repair kits, but am I gonna leave it behind? No. And as for the Mother Deathclaw, I was a bit evil. always making sure she couldn't get to me. Though at first I did a lot less damage than I thought I would. And I can only assume that that explosion destroyed the young Deathclaws, cause I didn't see a single one of them after that. And then Tiny Tots followed, and they made quick work of her. They've all been reunited in Deathclaw Heaven. I got 1 nuke for my troubles. I'm never gonna financially recover from this. And I got me a Deathclaw egg, cause if I give it to Jazz Wilkins, we'll get an omelet. And she even gives you the recipe. Chumps paid me for clearing the quarry. I went back to the oven in Victor's shack to resupply. Yes Man made himself at home in the Lucky 38. That's another level up. Explosives is finally maxed. I put the rest of the points into medicine, fast traveled to the substation, and even though I heard a voice inside,
You better get out of here if you know what's good for you.
no one aggroed. So I just fast traveled back as soon as possible and we're ready. Hoover Dam greets us with an explosion, and I'm gonna wave back. Kenturian after Kenturian, they all get to feel the warm embrace of death. Should have stayed home, fuckers. I even took care of the ones I could have ignored. And before properly reaching the offices, an NCR ranger was being sus as fuck.
You've done a good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to do one for you.
Please stand up. I don't like where this is going. Not with you. Call your lieutenant. Cassandra, come here, man. What followed was a blowing. The 2 NCR troopers tasted the nuke. I installed the override chip to grant Yasman control over the dam, kept making things blow up, including the dam's generators, popped up a stealth boy and some turbo, and got to the east side of the dam. Kenturians just don't stand a chance. I got to level 10, kept improving my steam packs, took the 3rd rank of demolition experts, and in the Legate's camp, every single Praetorian's feeling the warm breeze under their skirts. It's raining fire upon them. Love seeing explosions in this game, but Esther, well, it does get a bit in the way of seeing them. I even had a barbecue just because. And I say, Lanius doesn't get to utter a single word either. Okay, the first shot might have backfired, but come on, that should have been enough distance. Surprisingly, not even a big kid brings him down in 1 hit. Though it is certain that he will die on the 2nd. Couple more boom booms takes care of him. And his buddies. And here comes General Lee Oliver, doing the slowest of walks. Going over every single swear word in the English language. The cigar is a lie, and I'm using another stealth boy and some turbo to get the last explosion in. And so, can you beat Fallout New Vegas with only nukes? Of course you can. It would actually be a sight to behold if you couldn't. And as always, remember to check the channel and the playlists for more videos, and if you want to help me out, just click that like button, leave a comment, or join as a member if that's something you do. And I'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Whittle, to John Walker, and to Glitchdale for their support of the channel. And to you, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope I'll see you on the next one. And I hope you have a good one. Bye!
And I guess I'll see you around. We accomplished a lot together. It was fun. Take care.